Shout out to all of you who are still here. And if you have any ideas or any reactions you want me to do, just send it in the link below, particularly on my email address or my Instagram account. So let's get into this news. So all of you know who Rampage Jackson is, Hall of Famer MMA dude. His son is apparently an amateur wrestler, and we'll talk about the wrestling company in a bit. But he, mind you, this is a trained fighter. This is the son of a trained fighter, so he has hands. He knows what to do with it. And the backstory behind this is he is a kick streamer, right? So he's a kick streamer who is, I think, a guest. I'm not even sure he's part of the organization, but he is apparently a guest of the organization who was supposed to make a cameo appearance in order to do a little wrestling cameo thing in order to get this wrestling promotion up. However, one of the wrestlers, or one of the actual wrestlers, decides to confront him in a kayfabe style kind of way. I'll show you. Let me show you right now on what happened.
You don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, hey, I think that's what.
Oh, he's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah.
All right, so you all saw what the dude said. He is not a worker, meaning he is not part of the storyline. He's not part of the business. He's a guest. So,
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
No.
We're good.
I will
Sorry
fuck
about
him
that.
up, bro.
I know you will.
I don't play that shit.
Sorry about that.
Nah, I will fuck him up,
I know
bro.
you will. So I got you. Sorry.
all right, so far it seems like this is gonna be water under the bridge, right?
I do not play that shit at all.
Nah, I got you.
All right, shout out to the guy who's interviewing.
I'm good. Apologize for that. Fix that.
You don't know.
All right, so yeah, this guy on the right, the white dude, he's an actual wrestler. Raja Jackson is not a worker. He's not even involved in this, at least until later, which I'll show you next. All right, as you guys can see here, they supposedly squash it.
I apologize.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were at work. You stayed on the camera.
I get it.
We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your matches. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah.
I apologize.
I appreciate it.
I didn't.
All right, so they squashed the beef or whatever. Apparently, this dude didn't realize that Raja wasn't even part of the match, or I guess he will be now. But before I show you the actual match and the aftermath of what happened, I'm going to show you a bit of Raja Jackson, just give you the backstory of who he is.
Pro in 2009. I had just got out of the military, probably about 6 months earlier. I got out of the military, I joined Knox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life. A lot of veterans, it's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military. I'm an American soldier that suffers from PTSD. Being in front of a crowd, it doesn't give me as much anxiety and aggression as I thought it would. Pro in 2009.
All right, so I have a lot of questions when it comes to this. So, not on the man himself, but just on his condition. He is a returning veteran who suffers from PTSD. And in his own words, he says this was done in order for him to acclimate back to civilian life. What could possibly go wrong with this? What legal issues could possibly go wrong? A guy who's suffering from PTSD and another guy who probably has gotten plenty of kicks to the head, equivalent of, at the very least, a D1 college football athlete. Actually, both these guys probably got enough hits to the head to the point where, should you even let either one of them in the ring? We're about to find out what happens next. All right, so as you heard, this is Knox X Pro Wrestling, which is in Los Angeles, California. And supposedly this was an affiliate or loosely affiliated with the WWE. But you will hear the story about what happens afterwards. But yeah, there's the match where the dude, the actual wrestler, is wrestling his match. Raja Jackson is sitting on the sidelines, at least for the moment, but we're about to see what happens afterward.
You!
All right, he calls out Raha. All right, so besides the copyright infringement, I cannot play much of what happens next. I have the links in the description. You can watch what happens next. It was rather quick, but it was brutal at the same time. And people quickly realized that this was beyond a kayfabe beatdown. Supposedly, Raha Jackson pummeled the other dude from Knox Pro Wrestling about 20 times. He pumped, as in, like, laid fist on him 20 times. Apparently, he's injured. I'm not sure what the injury status is. For my assumption, he is in stable condition. But this is a guy who went through PTSD as is. So, versus a guy who was trained by an MMA fighter. So, and obviously, this doesn't end well. I'm just going to skip to the end. So, okay, so let me just skip to the end part where they break it up. Yeah, I got... All right, yep. All right, so, yeah. This is basically the aftermath of what happened, in which you can see the other wrestlers are trying to intervene after realizing the severity of this and that this was not part of the script. Let me just go to the end here. Yeah, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of commotion. Let me just go here.
Hey, you gotta stop this shit, man. Hey, oh. Stop this shit, man. Hey, oh.
Oh. All right, yeah. So basically, that's the severity of what happened here. This was not a good look for anyone, but this wasn't a real... Yeah. Raha Jackson. Yeah, Raha Jackson, folks. The son of an MMA fighter. And I'm not going to harp on that. Rampage had nothing to do with this. This is completely on Raha's end. And I'm not going to damage control this because, quite frankly, this could be just cases of CTE going around all around town with both instances. And to be fair, what WWE did next, I thought, was the right thing to do. So we're going to follow. So hold on. Let me show you WWE's response to this. WWE made a statement where WWE ID specifically, WWE ID affiliation that is, has cut ties with Knox X Pro and removed the promotion and training school from its WWE affiliation. This comes in the aftermath of the incident horrible incident, by the way, where this past Saturday, where Raha Jackson, the son of UFC fighter Quinton Rampage Jackson, knocked out indie star Psycho Stu. That's his name. So Psycho Stu, that was the white dude who got hit and unloaded 22 times, unprotected punches to the head. So there's a difference between punches to the head that you see in, say, WWE, for instance, or AEW, and unprotected punches to the head, which I'm assuming the wrestlers, at the very least, recognized after several of them that the punches were unprotected and they were not part of the script. So this definitely stemmed back to the little confrontation, not even little, just the confrontation that they had. Yeah. And the most bothersome thing about this is that the man was motionless. I mean, we can just go back and see what happened to this guy. I mean, you saw still photos. There's no more reason for me to show them, but yeah, this is a tragedy all around. But more importantly, this goes to show that you got to make sure that the people who you get into the ring with, or the people who are in the ring, the people that a company allows into the ring, have their mental faculties straight. And not just in the case of preventing any attack, but covering yourself from individuals who already have PTSD as is. I mean, this was a Psycho Stu, former veteran, PTSD, 100%. Here's my other question, and this is no shot to Psycho Stu. What was his disability amount? Because from my understanding, if you are a disabled veteran, you have a prohibition to do certain activities. And I'm sure pro wrestling's one of them. And as far as Raha Jackson, did they know about this incident? I saw another clip where it was one of the guys who actually said, yo, go out there, raise hell. But I'm sure he didn't mean that. I'm sure he meant, keep it within the realm of pro wrestling. But nonetheless, hey, look, this is a crappy fin all around. Obviously, Rampage Jackson's son, Raha Jackson, they're investigating this right now. The LAPD is looking into this. And yeah, this incident is picked up by the mainstream media, so including this media as well. But yeah, completely pathetic. Hopefully, Psycho Stu is doing well. He makes a good recovery, and that whatever happens to Raha, you know, he put it on himself. I mean, he can cite PTSD. I don't know anyone who's defending this, honestly. I'm seeing throughout X that there are a lot of people who are wanting his head. I mean, we can go through. Well, first of all, yeah. They'll make him, yeah, exactly. They'll make him a hero that did no wrong. Yeah, okay, so Raha, okay, so yeah. So this guy was like, Raha didn't attack the guy for no reason. Dude was trying to manhandle him. 22 punches, 22 punches over a beer can being thrown on you. Now, I'm not trying to say, oh, he didn't do nothing wrong. Look, if you got 1 or 2 punches, that's one thing, but 22, really? All right, and okay. Here come the alt-right. The alt-righters are coming in. You know the alt-righters are coming. See, this is why you watch this channel, because this is the twist that we provide. My black privilege. See, these alt-righters. Oh, the US and Europe think tank, whatever his name is. Yeah, he's probably pissed off his sister or wife, ended up sleeping with some BBC. That's all it is. And here comes the alt-righters. Here comes it. Black fatigue. Oh my God. Let me talk. Let's leave that black fatigue screen on there for a second. Let's just leave it on there for a second. The same individuals who do this, and you want to know my feelings on black fatigue is? The only people who care about it, of any race, are poor people. Poor people who have nothing better to do than to blame the BBC and are too chicken shit in order to blame the real sources of their dismay and their just crappy lives, which is essentially the power structure, who isn't trying to pay them. But instead of going after the Elon Musk of the world, yeah, oh, Elon was ours, he did Doge. He just cut a bunch of other people who were actually getting paid decent jobs. That's all he did, which only saved, 2% of the federal government budget? Don't get me started. But instead of going after him, oh yeah, and he did a little salute. He did one of these. He did one of these. Ooh, because you're happy. Ooh, he's on my side. Yay, team. Go team. While the rest of the world is kicking your ass, you're worried about a freaking team based on something you don't even control, and that's both sides, by the way. This isn't one of those pro-act channels or alt-right cooning channels. If you all don't know what time it is on this channel, stick around, and I'm about to show you all. But hey, look, there's some of these other individuals, some of these other people who are just calling him out. It's not a prop, man. It's not even a full. Okay, so why didn't he throw punches then to defend? Well, that's a good question. Maybe because there were some people breaking it up. It was empty. Wrestling's fake. Raw's too stupid. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, now you can say that. I actually would mind saying that. Yeah. Anyway, going through the responses here. There's some other responses. Beef was squashed here. Confirmation that Raha is male. Yeah, but yeah. I can't even argue that one. And he said, "I get it, but didn't get the Raha is a pathetic waste of space in this world. Burning it. Yeah. I can't even argue that. He isn't even dressed like a wrestler. That's insufficient. And I wouldn't have shown him such mercy either. Don't slam cans over people's heads. Yeah, you don't slam cans over people's head. I mean, this isn't FAO case. This is technically a case of FAFO. And and the former military dude, veteran, he found out the hard way. But that doesn't justify what happened here. This should have been the ending of it. But cooler heads didn't prepare. And apparently that's more common now than ever. And everyone else out there always bet on X.